Give me 1 second and we will get started. I have this video is so exciting. I have some props here and we'll get started in just a minute. I want to open up the chat so that I'm able to see what you guys are saying while we're live. Oops. Okay. So for today's video, for today's live, I went live last week and it felt so good. I was like, okay, I want to start live streaming a lot more. It's so much easier and I feel like the energy is just different. I get to interact with you and see what you have to say. So I'm really excited for you to be here with me as I create this video. So for this video, I have so many notes here and it is about your winter beauty. It is about winterizing your beauty like a queen. And I have a few props here. A little sneak peek. I have a little bit more, but this is a little sneak peek. And what I want to start off with is the importance and the things that your body needs in the winter. And those are going to be, or at least for me, what I've noticed throughout the past few winters is that I feel like I'm always learning how to take better care of my body and how to take better care of myself. And each winter, I feel like I've been improving on that. Winter used to be such a dreadful season for me. I do not like winter. I grew up in the desert in Egypt, and I just do not like winter. At least I didn't like winter before as much as I feel like I've made it work for myself now. And I found that the most important things for me that my body was really needing and craving in the winter were hydration, warmth, and movement. And so much of the time, those are the things that we do not really put a lot of emphasis on in the winter. We feel cold all of the time. We don't drink enough water because our body doesn't really prompt us to as much because it's not hot. And we really sit down for most of the time because we're too cold to move and we don't move as much. And I'm going to be sharing a few things with you. We're going to start off with what you can do to actually add more of these components from the inside out, the inner work that helps you with this as well, because we're all about inner work in here. And I'm going to be sharing at the end the products that I use. So from the outside in that help you hydrate, stay warm, and feel good in your body and allow yourself to be more in the flow energy rather than stiff and you feel like you're almost always bracing for impact, which I feel like winter a lot of the time activates for us as women. So let me start off with from the inside out. So from the inside out, tea has been such a game changer for me. Tea has like just holding a warm cup of tea and allowing myself to smell it, allowing myself to taste it, allowing myself to feel the temperature, that has been such a game changer for me. And it just feels like a nice little ritual and it is so hydrating. And my teas, my go to teas are ginger, which is very warming. Ginger is like that tea that is like an all in one type of tea. I just usually use fresh ginger and I mix it with whatever herbs that I'm going to be using in my tea. That's like my staple. Lemon balm is another one. Lemon balm is amazing for the nervous system and for just allowing yourself to soften and relax. It is a very calming tea. And so is Tulsi as well. So I find that in the winter, when I'm super cold and it's can be a little bit more difficult to be in my body because I'm feeling so cold, what I like to do is to use these teas and use my sensations, use things that allow me to come back into my body, that allow me to feel the warmth, that allow me to smell what I'm drinking or what I'm eating, that just kind of puts me back in my body. So rather than when I'm feeling that discomfort and I'm feeling really cold and I go up in my head, those teas and those practices that I'm going to be sharing with you are the things that help bring me back into my body and help bring back comfort and warmth. So I'm not like, oh my gosh, it feels so uncomfortable. Like, why is this? Like, why does it feel so cold in here? Sometimes when we feel so uncomfortable and we're actually a little bit in pain from the cold, our body, we just go up in our heads. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, thank you. Someone said lovely hand gestures and rings. Thank you. I actually have a hard time seeing that on my phone, so I'm gonna see it in the chat here. Um, okay, so the next thing that I have on my list is I honestly, so a part of Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine, they like even in the summer, they avoid cold drinks, cold foods, and so much of it is about warming up your body to keep your energy alive and to avoid energy stagnation. So I've started adopting some of that um, wisdom from traditional Chinese medicine and from Ayurveda of trying to keep my body as warm as possible so that my energy can flow freely. So how I do this is I stopped drinking cold water. So I used to drink so much cold water with ice, but I felt like sometimes it would feel good, but a lot of the time I didn't actually feel hydrated. Has been showing that warm liquids, warm foods nourish your body so much more. And so I started mixing because I don't want to be drinking hot water all day because I'm always drinking teas and drinking bone broth. So I started mixing a little bit of semi cold water with hot water, and that is what I drink in my water bottle. So if you want to start doing that, that is something that helps. And I feel like drinking the warms, like slightly more, not super hot, but warm liquids really helps me feel a little bit more hydrated than just drinking cold water, especially in the winter. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, someone said cold drinks uses more energy to heat up. Warm beverages are actually better for hydration on hot days. Yes, so true. So yeah, using more warm liquids. Like I stopped drinking smoothies. I don't drink smoothies anymore. It just it something about it, it just feels so cold for my body that it just doesn't feel satisfying. It doesn't feel like it hits anymore. And like so I don't know what the name is because of the I think Bob. I don't know what the first part says, but yes. So I lost my train of thought, but okay, that's gonna happen a lot, by the way. I have the most horrible memory ever. This is like a well-known thing with me and my family. Like I have the worst memory ever, but we'll just go with it. Um, yeah, and the next thing that I have on my list is to start eating more healthy fats to keep you warm. So even just fat on your body is that thing that helps you stay warm. And it's the same thing when you eat healthy fats like olive oil, avocados. So what I like to do in the morning actually is I have a bone broth that I make and I normally just heat that up and I drink that with sea salt, lime, and avocado in it. And that's also kind of like a little trick that I do to add the sea salt for electrolytes. And actually, give me 1 second. Oops, I thought it froze. Okay, I think it's fine. Sorry. This is a little bit of a learning curve, honestly. So, oh, someone said the blending of fruits also degrades the nutritional value in smoothies, and No worries, Bob works just fine. Please tell me your name so I can, if that is not it. But yes, I've heard that as well, that the blending of fruits degrades nutritional value and it also takes away from the fiber because fiber is supposed to be this solid structure in your body. And when you break it down, that kind of takes away of the purpose of fiber in your body. But yes, I was talking about my bone broth. And bone broth is amazing for skin, for having that glow, for collagen, for warmth. And I like to add, like I was saying, the sea salt with lime and avocados to give it, it's almost like this like golden magical drink that I don't know, that's what I call it. Like that's like my gold liquid gold in the morning where I just like it's filled with electrolytes, with the warmness, and just the warmness makes me feel like something about that just makes me feel so good to be drinking something that is warm and first thing in the morning, it just does something to my body. It does something to my body. And for all the ladies out there, this is an amazing way again to come back into your body and to use your senses to allow yourself to come back into your body and to allow your body to release oxytocin rather than always being on the go and doing and being up in your head. Yeah, I used to. Someone said, or Bob, we're gonna go with Bob. I said, that sounds awesome. I love bone broth, so tasty. Yeah, I used to actually be like, oh, ew, bone broth, but then I tried it. I don't like any of the ones that are store bought. They just do not taste the same. I have no idea what they put in it, but I just like to make my own at home and it tastes so much better. So if you want to start making your own at home, what I do is I do my Instapot, so I don't like to watch it and just sit there and like have to worry about when to take it off the stove. What I like to do is fill up my Instapot and I use wings or the bones left over from a rotisserie chicken. So either one you can do. Like wings make your life easier so you're not constantly eating rotisserie chicken. And I usually buy that like organic from Trader Joe's, and I just put that in there. I put carrots, I put celery, I put garlic, and I put an onion. And the best thing ever, ChatGPT came in clutch with this, is putting an onion without having to peel it or anything. You just cut it in half and put it in there. And then I put bay leaves, ginger, apple cider vinegar, salt, turmeric, and I think and peppercorns. And I think that is everything that I add. And maybe that's why it tastes so much better than the one you buy in the store. It tastes so bland to me. I'm like, I can't. I know some people can't have the onions and garlic and some other ingredients. So if that works for you, definitely go for it. But for me, it's just I needed a little something a little bit more tasty and like I don't know. There's something about the body of it. It tastes different. Um, okay. And the next thing that I have for you is to eat lots of fruits. If you want to hydrate from the inside out, like I saw this creator on TikTok that was saying that people back in the day, like in cave woman days, like we were not carrying around our Owala bottle water bottles, and we were just not all carrying around water bottles. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. And she was mentioning how the best way to actually hydrate is through fruits, just eating fruits that are naturally high in water content. And that also comes with the vitamins and minerals that come along. And I was like, wow, that is genius. And lately, I've just been eating so many kiwis. I know there's not a lot of options for fruit in the winter, but for me, that has been kiwi. I don't even think kiwi is in season in the winter, but I just go with it. It tastes so good and it tastes so refreshing, and I've been loving that. You can also do apples if you'd like, if you want to stay more seasonal. But kiwis are my fruit of choice, and they have a lot of fiber as well. And the other thing, the last thing on this list of hydrating from the inside out is stretching. Stretching is amazing for hydrating your fascia. Your fascia, if you're not familiar with it, is the layer right below your skin. And it is actually, if you've ever read the book, The Body Keeps the Score, that talks about how trauma gets trapped in your body. The fascia is where that trauma can become trapped in the body. And so, and oftentimes that actually leads to adhesions, leads to places where your body starts to feel tense, where your body learn to brace for impact. And now, because your body is bracing for impact and you're tense, and because it's also winter and we are sitting for so long, and the cold also causes a lot of stiffness, that can cause you to be more in that tension. And so stretching your body and allowing yourself to move actually hydrates the fascia and allows you to feel more open rather than feeling closed and feeling tight all of the time. So moving your body as much as possible, this is something that I'm trying to incorporate more of my life. The past few days I've been waking up and just stretching my body and stretching my legs, like just stretching as much as possible has made such a big difference. Whenever I don't stretch, I notice that I go up in my head and I'm having so much anxiety. And as soon as I stretch, I'm like, oh, wow, I can actually relax and feel more open. Whereas when I don't stretch, I'm like, there's so much tightness. And I go into that survival mode and I'm having so much anxiety. So if you've struggled with this as well, stretching can be so amazing. Um, Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes. Very true. There's more than enough water content in food to survive, especially in fruits. Absolutely. Okay, so now we're moving into inner work. I have no idea how long this video has been on for, but I have so much more to share with you guys. Hopefully it's not too long. So the inner work that I have for you, something that I started doing is I used to notice myself, and I still do this sometimes when I forget, and it's like a constant coming back to this, is I used to literally eat my food so fast, and that was sending the signal to my brain, to like the neuroception that just notices what is going on and detects these things. It would send me into survival of eating so fast. Like, have you ever noticed yourself eating so fast that you weren't chewing and you're like, wait, okay, let me actually slow down? So, something that I started doing is blessing my food. And not only my food, but also blessing the things that I use. So, the oils that I'm going to be sharing with you today: nail oil, hair oil, moisturizer, face wash, face moisturizer, anything that you put on yourself or inside of yourself. What I want you to start doing now is to start blessing the thing that you are using before you use it, and then allow your body to relax before you put it on. So, what I would do when I have a meal in front of me, rather than going straight into eating, because we have so many distractions and we can actually get into like this mode of like trying to hurry through eating, and we're not really even paying attention or chewing, and we're watching TV or we're watching content, whatever it is. It's okay if you're watching this content. But like that I noticed myself doing that so much. And I was like, okay, like I feel like I'm actually putting myself so much more in survival by doing this. And so I started blessing my food. And what I started doing is I noticed myself relax in my seat. So before I took the first bite, I just allowed myself to relax in my body. And I allowed my shoulders to relax. I allowed my jaw to relax. And then I took the first bite. And what I noticed is that when I did that, I was naturally chewing my food so much more, and I felt so much more relaxed while eating. So I wasn't eating out of this place where I was like, oh, I need to hurry up and eat, like out of the survival state. I was actually eating and enjoying my food. And bonus points if you can bring in your senses and you start to smell the food and you start to taste the food, to actually taste the food. I feel like when I was eating so fast, I wasn't even tasting the food. I was just eating it to get it over with. But food is such a delicious thing that we get to have. Why not indulge in that? And not in an unhealthy way. Like, even when I'm eating healthy food, I'll allow myself to do that. And when I'm eating a chocolate bar, eating something that I enjoy, it's interesting because what I used to do is that I wouldn't even taste the chocolate bar or whatever treat I was having. And that would lead me to eat more of it because I was trying to satisfy something and I wasn't even tasting what I was eating. But when I allowed myself to taste it and enjoy it, a small amount was enough for me. Let me see what you guys are saying. Eating fast also makes you eat more than you need. Yes, and as it takes time for the body to realize it's full and send the signals to your brain. So true. So that another thing, I'm so glad you brought that up. So another thing also, I love having you guys live because I love having these conversations and you remind me of like things that I wanted to say. So thank you. So something that I also started to notice is that I naturally just lost weight because I started to, because I'm so relaxed and I'm at connecting with my body rather than just eating mindlessly, is I started to notice when I was naturally full rather than forcing myself to eat. And when I allowed my body to slow down and eat slowly, my body was able to catch up and tell me, okay, now we're actually full. Whereas when you eat really fast, your body, it's like a long time before you can tell whether you're actually full. And when you finally get the signal that you're full, it's too late and you've overate. So this is also another thing you can start doing. Let's see. So now we'll move into, let me get some water actually, because my throat is feeling a little bit dry. Hmm. Okay, so the next thing that I have, so this is the fun part. I mean, all of it is fun, but I love this stuff. Let me show you the props that we have today. So what I started doing in the winter, when my skin honestly had been feeling so dry, and this is why I feel like hydration is so important because we put on lotion and then we still feel really dry. So it's important to do both of hydrating from the inside out and then also hydrating your skin from the outside. So I don't know if this is gonna flip the name. Hopefully not. I think oh, there is like a huge lag. That's really funny. So it's the Veni cream. I think most people have heard of this. So I use this Veni cream moisturizer to kind of keep it clean because I try to avoid a lot of the dirty products. I don't want, like, the skin absorbs so many things, so I want to keep it as clean as possible. And the Veni cream is the moisturizer that I use. I'm honestly trying to find something even a little bit heavier because we're still in the beginning of winter and I'm feeling like I need even more moisture, but this one is really great for clean products. And I'm trying to find something also with shea moisture. Shea moisture. I'm thinking that's the brand of shea butter. And I'm thinking of honestly just making something myself. I love making this kind of stuff and like mixing things in the kitchen. And I may end up using shea butter and like turning it into some type of like whipped butter. We'll see on that. I haven't been able to find any whipped butter that is clean, that has clean ingredients. So I may have to make my own, which will be fun. So this is the moisturizer that I use. And then there is the body oil that I made at home. And I wrote down the ingredients because I was like, let me not forget what I put in here because it is a lot. You definitely don't have to put like make a mix like this. I just find it fun. You can really use like one oil, and I think that will seal in the moisture and will be great. You definitely don't have to do this mix, but it's just fun. So for this oil, what I added in here is I'm actually almost out, so I need to make more. Is sunflower oil, jojoba oil, apricot, sesame, which is amazing for bringing back that warmth and grounding you. It's such a popular oil in Ayurveda for people who have really cold hands and feet because it really grounds and warms you. And I also added an oil called sea buckthorn. I hope I'm saying that right. It's one that kind of to add more of like a glow and like a so that you don't lose your tan. It adds more of like that color. And the other two that I added were vitamin E to kind of keep this stable, and it's also amazing for the skin, and grapefruit essential oil for a nice scent. So I love putting this on after I shower, and I was doing it in an order where I was like, wait, I've seen people online say to put the oil first and then go in with the moisturizer, but that didn't make sense to me because I was like, why? How would you put the oil? How would the moisturizer get through the oil? That didn't make sense to me. So I looked more into it with my ChatGPT friend, and my intuition was right. The science is there, but like I switched to putting moisturizer first and then oil because I was wondering why is my moisturizer not working. I'm putting oil to seal in the moisture, but then that also keeps out the lotion. So if you've heard that, I'm here to correct this myth. Moisturizer first, then oil. And then the next thing that I use is to keep my nails healthy and hydrated because a lot of the time, if I didn't use this, I get like these. I'm sure a lot of people also get these like white spots around my nails, and like my nails start to break really easily. So I bought this on Amazon. I can share the links to everything that I share down below if you ladies would like. And I have, I think, four of these. I have like one in my car, one next to my bed, one upstairs. Like I have one like everywhere because I'm like, whenever my nails are starting to feel like they're gonna get dry, I just apply it like this. So it has like a little brush, and you kind of just squeeze it, and the oil comes out. It's so nice, and you just brush it like this on your nail, and I put it also around my cuticle so that it's hydrated. And well, now I'm just now I'm officially just applying it right now. I don't think my nails need it right now, but it never hurts. So I apply it like this, and I'll show you actually it's a good thing that I apply it now because I want to show you what I do afterwards. This oil has been such a game changer because without it, my nails would be breaking so badly and my cuticles would look insane. So after I put that on, I do this. I saw someone mention, I don't know where this comes from. Maybe some of you guys who are watching can tell me. But doing this also helps with nail growth. I think because it brings up blood flow to the nails and it helps warm up. You can also do this, warm up your hands. But this is what I like to do to kind of rub it in and allow it to absorb. And I didn't even mention what's in here. So the oils that I use in here are olive oil, jojoba oil, vitamin E. Do I put anything else? And I think vitamin E. I made these a while ago, so I don't remember exactly. I may or may not have put castor oil. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that it's also a great oil to seal in moisture. So if you want to add it, you can honestly. Most oils are amazing for your hands and for your body. I think where it starts to get a little bit more risky and you need to look more into it is for the skin because a lot of it can break you out. And then this is the hair oil that I use. I've been hair oiling for I think over a year or two now. I think consistently for a year. I do this once a week. This is so amazing. And I recently just learned that the base oil that you use makes such a big difference. So, what the base oil that I use for my hair type. So, if you have a lot of hair, coarse hair, and if you have curly hair, the best base to use is olive oil. And if you have more fine hair and if it's more straight or wavy, the best type of oil to use as a base is coconut oil. I was using coconut oil on mine for the longest time and it was okay. It wasn't doing anything amazing, but my mother-in-law was using coconut oil and she loved it and her hair texture is more of like that thin and straight wavy hair. So I switched to olive oil and my hair loves it. I saw a creator on TikTok mention this and I switched it and I was like, oh my god, this is life changing. Like, it's such a big difference. And the other oils that I added in here as well are, what was it? It was castor oil for the growth and rosemary oil and argan oil. And I have, I think, other hair growth oils from other brands as well, but you absolutely don't need that because the other oils that I use, I kind of bought them a long time ago and I'm just using them in this, but they have the same oils of castor oil and rosemary oil, so they serve the same purpose. So all you really need is the base oil based on your hair type, castor oil, rosemary oil, and argan oil. And what I like to do, I bought this bottle. I know some people like to use the one with the comb, but I didn't really like that one because it doesn't close. This one has like a little cap. I can't open it now because I have the oil in my hands. So it has a little cap. And I like to use this because what I do is that I turn on hot water in my sink and I put this inside to warm up the oil. So the best way to use it is when it's warmed up. You can also warm it up in your hands, but I think that may take a little bit longer. You can also boil water and put it in there. The easiest thing for me before I shower is just doing this. Most of the time, actually, I leave this on throughout the entire day, but just warming it up and then applying it. I'm not going to apply it right now because I am not going to wash my hair today, but is I take this and I just start like applying it where I want to apply it. And I actually have, this is how well this oil works. Look at this baby hair. Like, this is tiny hair that grew because of using this oil consistently. And I'll then when I do the rest of my hair, I'll put it in my hands and I'll start massaging it in my hair and like, what is the word? I don't know the word, but just kind of like doing this motion. I don't even want to touch my hair right now because I have oil, but I think it's not that much. But just kind of doing this and then doing it in sections throughout all of your hair. And then putting it up, you can do a braid, you can just put it up, but this oil is amazing if you're actually consistent with it. And then what I like to do actually before I put it up is I'll go in and massage my scalp. So I feel like this is a really good step because it also helps you regulate your nervous system because self-touch for women is amazing for regulating your nervous system. Engaging with pleasure, not anything sexual, and sexual, but pleasure doesn't have to be sexual. Engaging with your senses, engaging with your sight, with your hearing, with your taste, with your touch, all of these are ways to bring you back into your body and that help you regulate your nervous system. So even just doing this, like in massaging your scalp and kind of just going gently and doing this, I feel like that also contributed to my hair growth so much. Um, Oh, I didn't mention this one. And this is also another product that I use. It's called C&D Rescue RXX. It's really amazing for nail growth and for nail strength. I use this because it has keratin and that is what your nails need to grow and stay strong. I use this at night and then I apply lotion over it. So if you struggle with your nails breaking all of the time, this is an amazing one. I can also leave a link down below for this. Um, Mhm. Okay. Let me see if there's any other thing. Yes, one more thing. Okay, so before I go, this has been one of my favorite additions this winter. Can you guess what it is? It's a sunrise alarm clock. And this is one of, oh my god, I love this thing because I used to struggle to get up in the winter so much. I used to just feel so much dread getting up, but after using this sunrise lamp, it has made such a huge difference. So if you've never heard of a sunrise alarm clock, what it does is essentially it mimics the light of the sun because it's just so dark outside in the winter. And honestly, it can feel so depressing at times. And most of the time, I'll have my blinds down from the night before. And before I can even get out of bed, I like need that sunlight, but I'm too lazy to get up and open the blinds to get it. Plus, my partner is most of the time sleeping a little bit longer. And because I don't want to wake him up, I usually just have this next to me on my nightstand. And what it does is that it has this 30-minute period where it starts off as like a orange glow and then it starts to get brighter and brighter and brighter, exactly like a sunrise, like the sun when it rises. And what it does is that it starts, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty much like as a way to send a signal to my body that it is time to wake up. And when I see the sunlight, that is when my body starts releasing healthy amounts of cortisol to start waking me up. So even with my eyes closed, my body notices the light and then I start to wake up slowly from seeing the light. I absolutely despise alarm clocks. I despise alarms. It's so dysregulating whenever I actually have an alarm on and it goes off. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is not how I start want to start my morning, which is why I love this because it also allows you to get that like little bit of a dose from serotonin and cortisol without the unhealthy amounts of cortisol that you get from like being like shocked to wake up from the regular alarm clock. So love this. I can also leave the link for this down below if you guys would like. Um, was there anything else I wanted to say about this? Oh, so what I like to do when I use this is that oftentimes I will have a fan on because cool temperatures at night help you sleep more deeply. And but that also means that it keeps me more sleepy in the morning. So what I like to do is once this turns on, the alarm, the sunrise lamp, I'll turn off my fan and I'll have my heater on. And that warmth kind of mimics the sun, and the lamp also mimics the sun. So it kind of gets my body started to actually wake up and to start moving. And what I like to do during that, while in those 30 minutes, is I start moving my body. I'll do a practice to kind of ask my body what it needs for the day. And I'll do a little bit of havening. I think I've mentioned havening on this channel before. I don't remember. But there's so much more that I want to share with you. And this is why I created that course, Safe to Be Loved, because I feel like there is so much that goes into it. But please, please, please don't take this as another thing to do on your to do list or think that you're doing anything wrong. Because oftentimes when I would watch videos like this, I would be like, oh, okay, I have so many things to buy now. And I was doing it all wrong. And I would kind of like talk down to myself and kind of like make all of these to-do lists for myself of like, oh, I have to do this and do this and do this. But that puts us more in survival. At least for me, it always put me more in survival when it is meant to actually bring you out of survival. So listen to your body. If something from this video excited you, if you want to look more into something else, listen to your body and follow that because oftentimes there's a reason that it got excited about something that I said. you don't have to do all of this. This is just what I do, what I found, and it's always changing and evolving. So there is no right or wrong way to do things. But that is pretty much everything that I have for you in today's video. If this video resonated with you, this is the type of content and the type of inner work that I share inside Safe to Be Loved, which will be linked down below in the description. So I will see you. Well, actually, let me read the comments before I go. Someone said, guys love, oh, guys love head scratches too. That's fair. That's fair. Cold temperature at night is also really good for muscle healing and growth if you work out. Yes. All right, ladies. So that is everything that I have for you in today's video. Thank you for being here. Check out the links down below, and I will see you in the next video, or I will see you inside Safe to Be Loved. I also have a video coming out about cycle syncing on Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. I'll see you. Bye.